mind control, super strength, energy blast, super intelligence, and the ability to adapt to anything. What? I know, these are just some of the superpowers and soul gifts that start developing for you and your students when you say yes to becoming the resilient educator. Now I know some of these gifts sound like they're labeled as, superpowers, and you're right, they are, because resilience is your ultimate superpower. And this is why I'm so excited to give you access to these advanced tools, skills, and processes so that you can not only develop your own skills and become your own superheroes, but you can also rewire and upgrade you and your students' electromagnetic fields so that you can permanently transmute and become resilient, thriving, and happy. Unfortunately though, the resilience and coping tools in this upskill program are not in the current curriculum. The problem is that as professionals, if we were never taught these skills, these essential resilience and coping skills, if they're not in the curriculum at our universities, in our degrees, if they're not known by our parents and passed down, then how are we supposed to thrive and understand these skills, and how are we supposed to teach these skills to our students as well? Now, I know that it's not your fault. About 7 years ago, I was sitting in my office in a private school in Melbourne, and I remember just being completely mind blown, like absolutely mind blown. I got the data and the paperwork of information from the new Year 7 cohort that was coming in to Year 7. And I was wondering how in the world could 2/3 of these students, 12-year-olds, have diagnosed mental health issues before they're even entering high school. Now, I bet you've noticed the same thing, the ridiculous statistics, and I bet you've also noticed how so many others are struggling and lacking in resilience, self-confidence, and their ability to cope with whatever problems and challenges are coming their way. Now, I noticed these things too, and this is exactly why I created the Resilient Educator Upskill program. Now, it is for professionals who know the true value of investing in themselves, but also their students. Because the whole philosophy of this immersion is for you to personally, upskill and learn these tools and skills yourself, so then you can implement that with your students and clients, and it's a win-win, right? Now, if you don't want to live an extraordinary life, if you're not 100% committed to your growth and the growth of your students and clients, if you're also not prepared to shift rapidly, if you're not one of those people who are inspired by their big dreams and you're not willing to take aligned action, then I really advise you to tune out now, because this immersion, the Resilient Educator immersion, is not for you if that doesn't sound like you. Now, if it does sound like you, then stay tuned, because I really want to share with you some things that, most professionals don't actually know. So here's the thing, right? We all have anywhere between 65 to 80,000 thoughts a day. That's crazy, right? There's so many, and out of those 80,000 thoughts, 80% of them are negative, and 95% of those are exactly the same repetitive thoughts that we had the day before. So what's the problem with that? The major problem is that, most people are completely unaware that their subconscious mind is actually in control. And it's in control of about 95 to 98%. And our conscious mind is only in control of about 2 to 5%. And the big thing with that is that we operate 95 to 99% of our daily lives from our subconscious programs. It's responsible for things like our desires, our decision-making, our unconscious beliefs and behaviors, and there may be invisible unconscious programming that's actually what's stopping you and sabotaging you. Now, the good news is that we can actually rewire and upgrade our subconscious mind. You can permanently shut down those old pathways and self-sabotaging unconscious habit loops that might be stopping you from manifesting your dreams and shifting into that reality faster. Now, if we let it, the subconscious mind will completely rampant. It'll take over, and it'll happen without us even knowing. Now, when you take back control and you realize your true power, you can actually start to break free from those subconscious programming. Now, you can think of your brains kind of like a computer operating system, right? Where your conscious mind is the programmer and your subconscious mind is like the software and the hardware in this, the hardware storage system that stores all of the previous information, like your life experiences, your beliefs, your memories, skills, all of the situations and experiences you've been through, and literally every image you've ever seen is all stored up here in your subconscious mind, in your hard drive. So occasionally, like a computer, it does need an upgrade, and we need to empty out the trash, scan for bugs and glitches, delete and upgrade the old software and, reprogram so that we can get rid of any programming that's not serving you. Now you're probably still thinking, right, how are we going to rewire and upgrade our subconscious mind to become resilient, thriving and happy? Well, the only way to change our lives is actually to change our energy. And the only way to change our energy is to actually change our electromagnetic field. And that's through shifting our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. So what happens is that our thoughts actually create a chemical reaction in the brain, and then this triggers you to feel that linked emotion and then influence you to take action. So how you think, how you feel and act then produces a biochemical reaction, which creates your state of being in your body. Now I know that sounds complicated, right? But let me break it down for you. Now in this image, you can actually see that your invisible thoughts that come from your mind have an electric charge. Now your feelings and your actions have a magnetic charge. And the combination of all of these, your thoughts, feelings, and actions, are actually what makes up your electromagnetic field. And this field is invisible. It's an invisible energy field that not only you're putting out to the world, but also receiving back. And this is actually all impacted by your core beliefs. And you guessed it right. Your core beliefs are controlled by your subconscious mind and your subconscious programming. Now you can think of your thoughts just like, 1,000 different TV channels that are on Foxtel or Netflix, and they're showing your favorite TV shows. They are just vibrational energy waves. So when you see Miley Cyrus, swinging on a wrecking ball at the Golden Globes, or Donald Trump dressed up as an Oompa Loompa, over the other side of the world, you're actually seeing patterns of vibrational light. They're vibrational light waves, and that's exactly what your thoughts are. Your thoughts are just vibrational energy waves. And they intersect, right? They influence each other, and then they impact the world around you. So I want you to imagine just for a moment that you're the star of your favorite TV series, and you're the main character. And in your, the other characters are maybe your students or your loved ones in your blockbuster series, and, you can call it This Is Your Life. But I want to ask you, do you want to be the superhero or do you want to be the villain? What outcome do you want to happen? What's the plot? What's happening in your series? What's it about? Is it about tragedy and triumph, or extraordinary or mundane? Or is it a love story? What is it? Don't wait for another character to show up as your superhero and come and save you. Really take back control and become your own superhero. And then you're able to teach your family, your students, your loved ones how to become their own superheroes too. Now, maybe you've been thinking about working with me and what that might look like, or maybe you're just meeting me for the first time. If so, nice to meet you. Either way, if you're curious to know more about the journey of becoming the resilient educator, it is a professional upskill program. So you'll be in the container with me for 3 months, and it's 3 months of integration and mastery where we really dive deep when we blend the latest, science, psychology, neuroscience, and the advanced education methods and skills and tools with then high vibe tools, so that you and your students as well can really experience a rapid shift and transformation right at your core. Now, the reason that the immersion is 3 months is because that we know that it takes 66 days to create a new blueprint identity. And this provides time for not only integration, but support, so that you can permanently shut down those old pathways, any sort of self-sabotaging beliefs and unconscious habit loops that might be blocking you from stopping, you living your dream reality and manifesting where you want to be. Now, in reality, what that looks like is that we'll jump on a live training call every fortnight. And it's like a mini online workshop. And we'll work on things like reprogramming your subconscious mind with proven mindset tools, where we can start to implement these high vibes tools and amplify and recode your electromagnetic field so that you all can become magnets to your soul desires. We will also break through any illusions or fears or limiting beliefs that might be holding you back, so that you can rapidly shift into really living your dream reality. We'll also work on things like dissolving your emotional blockages, any addictions or self-sabotaging or unconscious programs, so that you can transmute into your deepest desires from the metaphysical world of thought into really physical reality. Now, the weeks in between, you will have proven tools to implement and support to get your really rapid shift and transformation happening. So once you've mastered all of those skills for yourself, then it's time for you to start implementing those tools as you see fit with your students and clients. So if you're ready to take the journey with me, then let's chat. I'd really love to chat with you personally to see if this program is actually right for you. So please click the link below and book in a time that suits you best. And I really, really look forward to connecting with you soon.